Hello friends, my name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to week 3 of the Beanie-A-Long. Halftime show has happened. Are you excited? Are you ready? We've got some work ahead of us, but we can see it. Can you see the beanie coming together? Can you see? So hopefully if you have finished week 1, week 2, and now we're moving on to week 3, your beanie looks something like this. Now this is our ultimate goal, right? This is an opened up beanie ready to go. It does fold over. We made a fold over. So this is what we're making, remember? Okay, so there we go. But this is where we are right now. So we are at the end of the ribbing stage. So hopefully you're measured and you are ready to go. You're using your handy dandy Tiger Lily Beanie-A-Long PDF. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a link down below that will take you to my Patreon page where you can grab this free PDF. Everything is free for the Beanie-A-Long. So go grab your PDF. It gives you lots of help and tips, but the videos are super helpful too. So there's a whole video series here on YouTube and this is totally beginner. Remember, I expect you to know nothing about knitting. So we're going to take you from all the materials you need and the yarn, explaining a little bit. I don't want to overwhelm you, but so far so good. The feedback I've been getting is fantastic. You guys, sometimes there's a little struggle. There is definitely a learning curve with learning something new. If your hands have never knit before, it's a little awkward, a little weird. But by the time you get through it, you know, after you practiced your swatch, that helped you with your knit stitch. Maybe you struggled with the purl. You did another knit purl swatch just to do your practicing before you cast on, but you've cast on. I have a lot of friends sharing. So in the Patreon group, there's also a chat function feature within the app on your phone. There's a chat for you and you can go ahead and add some photos and share. We have lots of people doing that, as well as on Instagram. If you're there, use the hashtag TigerLilyBeanie-A-Long, and also tag me at tiger.lily.designs, and we're going to work into it together. So anyway, this is where we are. This is week 2. We're going to move on to week 3. Now, week 3 is going to be real simple. The only hard part about week 3 is changing needles. So as you recall, we bought 2 different sizes of needles. We swatched with our body size, which if you're using a DK weight, which was the recommended weight, you got a US 6 size needle. What I recommended for the ribbing, which is what we did first, is to go down 1 needle size. So this is a US 5. That's what's on here right now. Now I am using the interchangeable needles, but I am going to show you how to change the needles. So now we got to take them off the 5 and put them on the 6. That's the hardest part of week 3, but it's not that hard. We're going to do it together. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to get started. All right, friends, let's go ahead and get started with how we're going to move on to week 3. Now remember, week 2 was the ribbing. And so you want to make sure that you're ribbing. So from your calculations, your rib section was section A. And per my calculations, I need 4.5 of ribbing. I've measured this half a dozen times, but just to show you, I'm right at 4.5, give or take. We're not building a Rolex, but it's fantastic. Okay, so the next section we're going to do is B, the body section, and that needs to be 4 inches. And you can see, so let me just bring this one over. So we did the ribbing, right? Ribbing, and you can see then we switch to the knit stitch. And that is one of my friends. That's the pretty knit stitch. Yes, just like our swatch. And we're just going to go round and round. This is going to go so fast compared to the ribbing. You're going to be so excited about it. But the hardest part is going from switching needles when we go from their US 5 to our US 6. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, as I told you before, I am using my Likey interchangeables. So if you were using interchangeables, this is one of the advantages of the interchangeable needles. Just going forward, if you are bit by the knitting bug and you just want to make beanies all the time, this is the project I have on the go for whenever I'm a passenger in the car. I love to have a beanie bag. So the great thing about interchangeables is that all I would have to do to switch from a 5 to a 6 is unscrew this off. It's just that easy. So here's my 5, pop it off, put on my 6, and then I'd be good to go. So that's real easy. But I'm not going to show you that way because I'm going to go ahead and assume that you don't have the interchangeable needles and you need to go from a 5 fixed needle to a 6 fixed needle. So I'm going to go ahead and make another needle set. That's the great thing also about this, like you said, is it does come with two cords that will make a 16-inch circular needle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, grab my 6s. This is my second cord to make a 16-inch. I'm going to go ahead and twist it on. And I could use the key just to tighten it up a smidge. And let me just go ahead and show you how that works, just so that you are familiar with. Like I said, it comes with a little key. I keep it in the bag because otherwise I feel like it will fall out of this handy dandy pocket, but it doesn't close up too tightly. So you stick that key in there, and then it just allows you to twist just ever so slightly. So we're going to go ahead and move that over. So now what I have, which is going to be very similar hopefully to what you have, is you have your project ready to go. Your hat is on, the 5 needles, and you've got your set of 6. Now, what are we going to do? Okay. So here we are. This is where I ended. And remember, I'm going to go ahead and keep all my stitch markers in because I've gotten a lot of feedback from you guys saying that you are loving the stitch markers. It's helping you keep track of your count, all the things. I totally agree. So let me show you. All right, so here I am. I just came. I'll go ahead and pop my stopper off my left needle to show you where I'm at. So I stopped 1 stitch shy of my beginning of round. So once you measure 4.5 inches, or whatever your section A length needs to be, once you measure the correct number, go ahead and go all the way to your beginning of round marker. And that's where you're going to stop. Now you can see I stopped 1 stitch shy just because I wanted the marker to stay held on before I came and talked to you guys. So this is a purl stitch. Let me just read my knitting. Yes. So let me do my last purl stitch. And now I'm all set. So I'm going to throw my yarn back because we're going to be knitting and knitting and knitting. No more purling needed. We're going to want to keep our beginning of round marker. So I'm going to go ahead, for ease, I'm going to go ahead and put the beginning of round marker on my new needles. Now, just for simplicity's sake, for safety's sake, for kind of like a oopsie daisy, don't mess up situation, I go ahead and throw my stitch stopper on, not that side, because you can tell when you look at needles, they kind of inherently have their own little loop. So this is the right and this is the left, right? So I want to go ahead, I'm stitching with the right again. So I went ahead and put my stitch marker on the left. So all I'm doing, you can see right here, it's the opposite. The right on my old set has the stopper, and the left on the new set on the stopper, because I'm going to be using the left from my 5s and the right from my 6. And this is how we're going to switch needles. So all you're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, grab that marker and slide it on down, get it out of the way. Now it is going to be finicky in the beginning because you basically have 3 sticks all together in one little swoop, but it's not going to be that bad. Once you get past that initial area, it'll be easy peasy. So again, here's my 6 all ready to go. I've got my right needle ready to go. So I'm going to stitch it, slip it under like I'm going to knit, and then I'm going to knit. And that, my friends, is it. All you're doing is knitting, just like we did with the swatch, just like you were doing with the knit and purl. But instead of knitting 2 and purling 2, we're just going to knit, 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 round and round and round we go. And it's going to be so easy. And so all you're going to do is knit around the entire circle, whatever your length is. Remember, everybody's cast on is a little different based on your magic math for your perfect beanie. But this is all we're doing. So again, you can see it's kind of wonky. I've got this stick kind of hanging on, getting in my way, but it's not that bad. Something we had talked about on one of the Zooms or the live calls, and so I did just want to go ahead and touch on it here while we're talking, is someone wanted to know how I held my yarn to keep myself from dropping it. And hold on, let me get around this stitch marker and then I'll bring it up and show it to you. Like I said, week 3 is going to be easy peasy. This is the hardest part, and it's not that bad, right? Okay, so I did want to show you. I kind of hold the yarn that is connected to my cake with these last 2 fingers. I just kind of like hold it there. It's kind of like a slip through holder thing. And then I'm finagling the yarn around the needles with my pointer finger. And that's it. It's really not. So I never drop my yarn. But again, this is something that comes with practice. There we go. So I can tell I'm knitting a little tighter because I'm on screen trying to... I'm in an unnatural position knitting right now. Usually when I knit, the needles and the project are a lot closer to my body. So holding it farther away is creating some strain, but it's going to be great. So let me go ahead and fast forward until we get to the end, and I'll show you what you do next. Friends, I'm right at the end. I just slipped my last marker, and so I've got 8 stitches left on my old US 5 needles. So I just want to show you how easy it is. It just slides right off. So I'm just going to keep on stitching. Again, it's going to get a little awkward at the end. You can see that this needle's getting in the way, that needle's hanging down over there. That's fine. You just keep on focusing on the 2 needles in your left and your right hand, doing your knit stitch, and it's just going to, I won't use the word magic, but it just easily comes off and you knit off. So there's my old 5s right off. And here's my new 6s. Let me go ahead and wipe this stitch marker, stick it on there, slide this right on back. And now here I am. Now I've got my needles, I've transferred them from the 5s to the 6s, easy peasy, no problem. So now all you're gonna do is keep going round and around and around and around in the knit stitch only. So what I do have over here is my, it's like TV kitchen magic. By the magic of TV, which is really not TV magic, but I've got another hat that I've been working on. I just want to show you the beanie. This is what we're going to be working on now. You can see all I did. And now I'm just doing the pretty knit stitch around and around and around and around and around we go. And that's it, friends. So I hope, so what you're going to do is you're going to keep on knitting section B right here, your section B for the length that your math works out to be. Mine is 4 inches. One thing I want to go ahead and tell you as you are doing your section B of your beanie, fantastic. If you are still using your count helper stitch markers, that's fantastic. You can keep using those up until you get to the top of your hat. Once you get to the approaching your section B, final number, your 4 inches. When you finish section B, you need to not have your markers in there anymore. We're going to be using the markers in the crown decreases, and so they won't be helping you with counting anymore. They're going to serve a huge purpose in the decrease. The one marker that you always keep in there is your beginning of round. You know, the separate one, the special color one, that's the one you want to do. So when you end week 3, with your B body section knit, all knit, ready to go into week 4, you want to make sure that as you go around on your last round, you take your markers out and give yourself a final count. Make sure that just in case you added or subtracted a stitch along the way, no problem. We're going to work it out in week 4, but you just need to know how many live stitches are on your needles, as well as you only have your beginning of round marker and all these other markers are gone. You want to make sure that you know your final count on the needles and your only beginning of the round marker is the only one left going into week 4. And once you get 4 inches, which is actually what this is, once you get to 4 inches, you are ready for week 4, and I'll see you next Monday.